The eyes of the boxing world will look to Canastota, New York this weekend as the 2015 class, the Boxing Hall of Fame, will be inducted. Welcome into this special edition of Making the Rounds. I'm Jim Basquil. Riddick Bowe and Ray Boom Boom Mancini headline the fighters that go into the hall. But our own Nigel Collins will be inducted as well under the Observer category. And let's bring in Nigel right now. Nigel, I got to tell you, this feels good. We feel good about it. You and I spoke back then. Now the weekend is here. How does it feel?
Well, the closer my grandson, I know he's really looking forward to it. You know, it's great to be honored by your peers, and an award like this in the Hall of Fame kind of validates your career, what I've been doing for more than 40 years now. So obviously some people think I've done some good work, and that's very gratifying.
Absolutely, you've done great work over the years, and it's been 4+ decades along the way. And I mentioned Boom Boom, I mentioned Riddick Bowe, other notables including Jim Lampley of HBO as well. Is there anyone in particular that you feel extra special about going into the hall and being inducted with?
Well, I don't think that an observer can really be compared to the fighters. They're the real heroes. They're the ones that take the punches and suffer the consequences. I merely, you know, chronicle what they do. So I can't really put myself in that league. But I'm really happy that Lamps is going in the same year as I am. He's been the premier blow-by-blow man on TV for a long time now. We've had a friendly business relationship for many years. So I can, you know, if I'm in there with Jim Lampley, that's pretty good company.
And you've been a part of this sport. I mentioned 43 years. 43 years covering this sport. You know, you've covered some of the best fights of all time, some great fights in the 80s. If you had to kind of pinpoint a favorite memory in covering this sport, what do you recall?
Well, it has been such a long career, and probably one of the things that I remember with the very fond memories of the last great age of Philadelphia boxing in the 1970s. Saad Muhammad. I mean, you don't get fights better than his. Jolt and Jeff Chandler. And, of course, Russell Peltz, the promoter, brought it all together. Now, that eventually went away because of casino gambling in Atlantic City. But those wonderful years are very near and dear to me. But then when you get to the real big time, Hagler Hearns, Tyson Big Gaddy Ward won. That fantastic streak of wins that Pacquiao went on, De La Hoya, Cotto, Hatton. I even remember going down to Florida many years ago. We had to decide between Angel Manfredi and Floyd Mayweather who the fighter of the year was going to be, because they both had great years. So I said, well, let's give it to the winner. So I went down there, and obviously Floyd stopped him early. And, you know, so there's so many memories buzzing around my brain. We could talk for an hour.
You know, hey, Nigel, before we let you go, I want to show our viewers a photo that I had seen years ago. And I'll tell you, when I saw this photo, I was afraid I was going to have cement shoes, be honest with you. You talked about Arturo Gatti. I think John Gotti was fearful of you after seeing this photo. This was from '94 when you were with Ring Magazine. What do you make of that pose right there?
Well, I tell you, that's really crazy. I'm not sure that's really me. No, it is me. We needed a new picture to accompany the editorial. And we had a little studio there at the office where we shot fighters when they came in. So I was posing, and, you know, it gets kind of boring. So we started to goof around, as boys will. And I pulled that face, and they snapped the shutter. And actually, it's kind of appropriate. I was very blunt with the people that worked for me. If it sucked, I told them it sucked. So Tom Casino, the fabulous photographer for Showtime, gave me a nickname, the Impaler. So I guess that's my Impaler look right there.
I got to tell you, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you over the years, and I want to tell you, on behalf of all the people here that have worked with you, congratulations on this weekend. Couldn't be more deserving to a terrific person. Enjoy it.
Well, thank you very much. Let me say, I'll tell you right now, ESPN's a great place to work, and I'm happy I landed there.
Absolutely. That's Nigel Collins, soon-to-be Boxing Hall of Fame inductee. I want to encourage you to read Brian Campbell's story on Nigel's call to the Hall. It's right here on ESPN.com. That's it for this edition of Making the Rounds. For the soon-to-be Hall of Famer Nigel Collins, I'm Jim Basquil. Thanks for watching.